everybody to the Single and Stiletto Show. I'm Suzanne Oshima, and I'm a matchmaker and dating coach at Dream Bachelor and Bachelorette, and I'm also the founder of Single and Stilettos. Today we have on our show Erica Angelo, and she's a dating coach for men at ericaangelo.com, and that's Erica with an A. But ladies, I cannot wait for this topic because I hear this all the time, and I know Erica does too, is how long will it take until I finally meet the one? And this is such a great question. I know every woman out there wants to know the answer to this. But before we jump into it, Erica, why don't you tell our audience a little bit about you and how you became a dating coach for men?
Right. So a friend of mine told me years ago, he said, I think you should start writing about dating. And I said, why? That's probably the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Dating is so easy. And he said, not true. Look at your girlfriends. Looked at my girlfriends. Their dating lives were horrendous. And so I said, okay, perhaps I should write about this. So I started writing about it. Initially started out writing for women, but then started finding out that I had lots of men who were coming to me for dating advice. And I thought, well, what better way to help women than actually empower men to date women the way we actually want to be dated? So here I am now. I work specifically with men, and I absolutely love it. I'm having the time of my life with these guys.
Awesome. Well, ladies, she really does because, like she said, she works with all these men. She has the inside scoop on men. So, how long, Erica, will it take until a woman finally meets the one? I know you're going to give us some three great tips. And I know your first one is you say to start paying attention to people in front of you. And I love this tip because I actually tell this to my followers too. So can you elaborate more on that?
Oh my gosh, absolutely. So right now we have like dating apps that are like constantly, like we're constantly doing this. We're on our phones looking for that next guy. And hey, it's fun, it's exciting, we enjoy it. However, when we're so consumed with our phones and we're looking down looking for the next guy, you never know that the guy at the coffee shop is actually highly attractive and he's into you and he's looking at you, but you're so busy on Tinder on your phone that you're not paying attention. And so it's just very important to observe the relationships around you and not get so sidetracked into dating online, dating with apps, that you're not paying attention to the men who are actually in your life. And sometimes, you know, your lover is the guy who's in your friend circle, but you've never looked at him that way because you've been looking everywhere else.
Well, and that's so true. And I like that you talk about like when you're on your phone because a lot of my male clients, because I work with both men and women, will tell me that when they see a woman on her phone or her iPad or whatever it is, or she has her iPod on and she has her earphones in, is that they feel like they're imposing. They don't want to approach you, right?
Absolutely. It's intimidating. And we can talk more about this, but man, men are far more shy sometimes than we ladies like to think. And that is true. To me, or to a gentleman who sees a woman on her phone, he thinks, oh, that says stay away from me, I'm in my zone. You're not opening yourself up, you're not being available. So make sure that you're really open. Make sure that you're giving that energy out of, hey, yeah, I'm open, I'd like to meet someone, as opposed to, I'm in my world, please buzz off.
Exactly. And it's so true. So I know your second tip is to be thankful for the dates you do have. So can you tell us more about that?
Oh my gosh. My girlfriends and my friends, they go on these dates with guys and it's, he didn't do this right and he didn't do that right. And I'm like, you were on a date. You were putting energy out there. This is a good thing. The fact that men are coming into your life is a good thing. Keep the momentum going. But instead, I think women get so disappointed, and so they allow disappointment to resonate and to really have a voice, as opposed to just being grateful and going, hey, you know what? This wasn't the right one, but hey, I got to meet a new person. Wow, what an experience. He wasn't the one for me, but man, the joy of being able to spend time with another human being, connecting with them, hearing their story, and learning about them is a brilliant experience. And you really have to honor that experience and show a lot of gratitude for that. And hey, he took time to buy you coffee, to buy you dinner, whatever he did, and to look good for you. So appreciate that.
Exactly. And you know, I would just want to say something because I notice a lot of times women, like you said, they'll go in with expectations and they'll sit there and go, he didn't do this, this, or this. You know what? Just don't go in with any expectations. Go have fun. And like you said, you're meeting someone new.
Absolutely. You know, I went on a date with a guy and I said I got into his car and he had a clean car. He was dressed right, had reservations made, and I went through every single thing that he did and I acknowledged it to him and I said, "Thank you so much for opening my door. Thank you so much for having a clean car. That means a lot to me. Thank you for being dressed well. Thank you for picking out the restaurant. Thank you for recommending drinks." And he said, "I have never had a woman do that." Ladies, we've got to get on this. This entitlement thing of just demanding and not showing gratitude has got to stop. It doesn't fly. That is another person, whether they're male or not. Show honor, show respect, be grateful.
That is so true. And I know the women out there are saying, oh, that's ridiculous that I have to say thank you for all those things. But ladies, I will tell you, Erica is so right, because my male clients tell me all the time that that is one of the biggest turnoffs, is when a woman doesn't say thank you, that she has a sense of entitlement. Like, oh, well, he's a man, he should just do that. No. You have to say thank you like Erica, because I bet he asked you out for a second date, right, Erica?
A second and a third and...
and more and more and more. God, what do you have to do to get a second date? Oh, say thank you for things and appreciate things. Yes. And men love that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What a concept. All right. So your third tip is to give yourself permission to have the love you really want and desire. What do you mean by that?
Oh man, this is so important, because a lot of times women will say, I want this, I want that. But then they focus a lot on what they're not getting. And it's almost like they come in alignment with that of, I'm not getting this, so this is what I deserve. Absolutely not. Shake yourself out of that. The truth is that you deserve to be loved. The truth is that you deserve to be happy. The truth is that you are meant to find the man of your dreams. So if your circumstances aren't aligning with that, then say, okay, then these have to change, but don't accept them. And most of the time we allow our circumstances, what our dating life looks like now, to define us. And it's like, no. Despite what's going on in my life, I give myself permission right now to find the man of my dreams. I give myself the permission to find someone that I'm excited about, someone who meets my expectations and who I thoroughly enjoy being with. So a lot of times when we're in dating slumps, we just think, c'est la vie, that is what life's giving me. Absolutely not. You have to break that cycle and go, no, as of today, I give myself permission to want exactly what I want.
Awesome. But I have to ask you a question, and this is related to what you just said. Do you think, though, that women's list of quote-unquote must-haves is a little too long, and it actually can detract them and actually keep them single?
Here's the thing. I think most lists, I'll get to the heart of this very quickly.
Okay.
And I'll step away from like the pragmatics, but the heart of it. The heart of it is this. We make lists out of fear and instead of desires. When you make a list out of your desires from your heart and you go, these are the things that make my heart beat, this is what makes me come alive when I'm with a man, absolutely you should have those things. But when you base things out of fear of, he's got to have this, and you can tell the tone is totally different. The tone from the heart is very compassionate, it's loving, it's life-giving. When it's the list and it's coming out of fear, it's very demanding, it's very entitled. So listen to your voice that you're projecting with your list. If it sounds entitled, if you sound demanding, and if it's very rigid, like I've got to have it this way, baby girl, you're making a list out of fear and you will never find love, because fear and love are the opposite. But if you're really trying to find love, then pay attention to what's inside of your heart and go, these are the things that make my heart tick. This is what I have to have. This is what will make my life the life that I've always imagined with another being.
Awesome. You know, I love that you describe the list in that way. I've interviewed a million dating coaches. You're the first one that's ever described in that way, and I think that is awesome. That's a great way that you described it.
It's always hearing your voice, and where is this coming from? Is this coming from love or is this coming from fear? And whatever seed you have in the ground, whether a fear seed or a love seed, that's the harvest you're going to get. So pay attention to what you're planting.
Awesome. Well, these have been some great tips. So, Erica, tell our audience how they can find you.
You can go to my website. It is geared for men. It's Erica with an A, Angelo.com. But also on Kindle, I have books for women. If you're going through a breakup, I have a book called Strutting Your Way Through a Broken Heart. And then I have another book called Dating with a Point. And both of those books I wrote primarily for women. So
awesome.
go into those.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Erica, for being on the show. And thanks, everybody, for joining us on the Single and Stiletto Show. If you like our show, it's available both in video format and podcast format. If you like to view the videos, you could go to singleandstilettos.com. And if you like to get the podcast, you can download it from iTunes. And if you would like to get our free ebook on the three secrets guaranteed to attract any man, click here on the video, or you can go to singleandstilettos.com.